Well, good day, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino Beer Review. The Mustard told me he wanted to see me do this one, so I found it in here. It's a Phillips Brewing Company out of BC, Dino Sour, and this is the Strawberry Rhubarb variant at 4.2% alcohol by volume. Strawberry Rhubarb seems to be like a choice out here. I've seen District Strawberry Rhubarb. I've seen several. There's a Strawberry Rhubarb Rebellion Pie. There's this. There's the West Coast, Central and West Canada seem to love. I mean, strawberry rhubarb is something I grew up with, but I don't see a lot of strawberry rhubarb beers. At least I didn't see a lot in Ontario. I don't know if there is a lot now, because I've been out of the Ontario beer market for so long. And when I go to Ontario for beer, I just order from a couple different breweries and walk into an LCBO once, and that's what I'm touching. So I don't even see what everything is out there. So I don't know if this is the new fad fruit, because I mean, before it was always raspberries or cherries. It was raspberries or cherries, sometimes other citrus, stone fruit, stuff like that, but that was your thing. I've seen so many strawberry rhubarb. Ingredients: water, barley, wheat, hops, yeast, lactobacillus, strawberry juice, raspberry juice, sea salt, and natural flavor. What natural flavor? You put strawberry and rhubarb juice in here, right? That was strawberry and rhubarb, right? Strawberry and, yeah, strawberry juice, rhubarb. I've never had rhubarb juice. I've had rhubarb. I have. You know what we sell at my work? We sell the white strawberries, the pine berries. Don't know what they taste like. Kind of want some. Okay. So a little bit of haze to that beer. A little bit of haze to that beer. It is like a burnt orange color. Now, this is the color I usually make fun of with most beers. I'm like, this isn't a fruit beer. What the fuck? But usually when I make fun of it, it's something that's saying like it's a blueberry beer or a raspberry beer or a blackberry beer. And then it pours this color. And I'm like, you ain't what you say you are. Rhubarb does not have much of a color. It's like the juice. Cut into a rhubarb and all that. You might get a slightly pink hued juice come out, much akin to a watermelon. And I mean, I always freak out when I drink a watermelon beer because it comes out so golden, and I'm like, this isn't right. And then I remind myself, oh yeah, the juice is just so slightly pink that maybe you'd see a little hue in the head, but that would be about it. It wouldn't really change the color of the beer. Because the beer would already have such a high SRM. You'd add it, it would probably lighten the SRM or darken it depending on how in season, how ripe the watermelon is. Same thing with rhubarb. It's such a small little tint that you're not, unless it's like a fake rhubarb juice, like an extract or something that they've added coloring to, you're not really going to see it. Strawberry's kind of the same, slightly darker, but still kind of the same. If you juice a strawberry, if you're doing like a squeeze juice, which would be most things that they would use, they'd be buying it by the bucket and stuff, you're not going to see a very deep color. So it kind of makes sense. The little bit of haze and then the color does kind of make sense. Still makes me sad, but it makes sense. Scent. Smells like rhubarb pie. It smells like rhubarb pie. Out of the can. Okay, out of the can you get what I find strawberries to be, which is sweet but slightly bitter. So I get more strawberry out of the can. I get a lot more rhubarb out of the glass. Scent, I can't say anything bad about the scent of this beer. This smells fine. Cheers. Okay. So I've said in a lot of my rhubarb beer reviews, I'm not a huge fan of rhubarb. And it's true. It's one of those things that my mother used. It's like fish. I don't eat fish because my mother would make me eat fish sticks all the fucking time. And I know good fish and fish sticks are very different things. It's just a paradigm that's in my mind from it. My mother would make me eat rhubarb right out of the garden. Nothing wrong with that, but she would always push it on you. She would always make rhubarb pie knowing that you wouldn't like it. She would put it on your plate and tell you to eat it. Again, knowing that me and my brothers didn't like it, and I'd be like, I can't eat this. And you would get beat, you would get grounded, so I have a love-hate relationship with rhubarb because now I'm older and I don't mind the flavor. But it brings back the memories of getting slapped around for wasting food. It brings back the memories of, now look at how fat I am because I don't waste food anymore, right? It brings back memories of getting grounded for not liking something and not eating it. It brings back those memories. So it's not something that I'm huge on. However, it's not bad. There is a very, and I'm surprised I'm saying this because it's strawberry juice and rhubarb juice, but there's also a very, very natural tasting strawberry flavor to this. And there's a little bit of bitterness to it, but it's nice, it's sweet. The two flavors do mix together very well. I can't deny that. I mean, I can't. I can't deny that this is a well-made beer. And when you're using juice, I would rather a brewery use fresh fruit. Buy the fruit, mash it up, make your own, make it yourself, put it in your brew. I would rather that. But if I'm not going to get that, I'm okay with juice. It's when you come out as a craft brewer and you're like, here's my strawberry rhubarb, and I've done one of these from Alberta recently. Here's my strawberry rhubarb extract brew. That pisses me off. Now, again, juice, you're usually buying it by the barrel. I've actually had to buy some for a brew I did with a brewery. And it was blackberry juice we were using, and it was just cheaper and easier to buy the blackberry juice already juiced than to buy a whole bunch, because blackberries weren't in season at the time. We were stupid, okay? You really should do in season fruits, but I digress. And we bought them, and that's why these are all juices as well, right? Like, I first started seeing this in the store I bought it at. Sorry, I'm just checking the date on this because I was going to say, sorry, that light does not work for me checking dates. Oh, I can't read it. Where is my... Oh, my phone's not over here. I was going to cheat. I can't make it out because of this light here. Actually, you know what? Let's just do this because it turns off. It turns off. Okay, yeah, it was fairly recent. These fruits would not have been in season when this was made. So I'm okay with the juice. But like I said, I would rather a brewery use fresh. If you're not going to use fresh, use juice. If you're a craft brewer, stay away from the extract. That's a macro job. I like this. As much as every sip reminds me of getting slapped in the back of the head, having my face pushed into food, being grounded for up to a week. And I wouldn't even ask for the pie. I'd say, no, I don't want it. I don't like it. And it would still be put in front of me. Fuck. It's very good. I can't deny it's very good. That's my favorite of all of them, I think. I have one left to review, but I have had it. And I can say that this is my favorite of all of them. I'm going to give this an 8.5 out of 10. I like this Dino Sour. I really do. This is a solid beer. The whole case has been solid. I was asked if I think these are novelty beers. And I'm on the fence on that, and that's what I said in my answer. I'm like, sours are fine. I mean, it's a style where you're using a different type of yeast. I don't think that's a novelty. So many people make it. I don't think it's a novelty. Fruited sours, I don't particularly think are a novelty either. However, there does seem to be certain fruits that seem to be used all the time. Raspberries, cherries, strawberries, blueberries, guava, peach, apricot, um, passion fruit, mango. And then there's stuff that doesn't seem to be used as much, like blackberries. Strawberry rhubarb, until this year, I didn't see this many of them. Watermelon. I think the ones that are using fruit that isn't normally used is kind of a novelty until it becomes a fad, and then it ends up entering the world of normality. Like I'm sure the very first mango beer could be considered a novelty. At this point, I don't think you can consider a mango beer a novelty per se. A pumpkin beer is its own style. I don't think you can consider a pumpkin beer a novelty. However, it is kind of novelty-esque in that it's very seasonal. You don't make it very often. And it's not like the pumpkin adds a lot to the beer. Now, when you say it's a pumpkin beer and all it is pumpkin spices, that's a novelty. I like the beer. Thank you. Bye.